Hi, I'm Dixie with Easy Marketing. We're excited to start a new series called Social Media Crash Course. As we work with digital marketing clients across the US and abroad, one topic that continually baffles small businesses and nonprofits is social media. So we put together this 7-part crash course on social media and how to use it effectively to grow your organization. So first, a brief introduction. Easy Marketing is located in Northeast Florida. We specialize in website design and maintenance, email marketing, social media management, and graphic design. We are also a certified constant contact partner. Today, we're going to start by talking about choosing the right social media networks for your business, depending on your industry, your customer demographics, and what it is you're looking to accomplish. As we continue this series, we'll cover gaining followers, social media ads, using hashtags, and more. So we'll hope you continue to join us throughout the entire series. If your business or organization is not currently active on social media, or you've barely dipped a toe in the water, so to speak, you might be wondering if it's worth your time and effort. Marketing experts like us are always telling you how social media can help your business grow. And that's a documented fact, but we know that your time and your resources are limited. So today we'll focus on your best bets, where you need to be, and probably where you don't need to be to help your organization grow. Social media is essential to helping potential customers find you. 21% of consumers say they are more likely to buy from a business that they can reach on social media. Another benefit of having the right social media platforms is that you can influence your audience. 37% of consumer purchasing decisions are influenced by social media posts. So, having a robust social media strategy that includes the proper channels is a tangible way to spread the word about your products and services. And finally, for all its faults, social media is amazing at promoting a cause. Consumers will share information on social media, more than 80% of them, if you ask and it's a cause they believe in. And because they're sharing with family and friends and like minded networks of people, that support is so much more credible and effective than any ad spend. Before we talk about which social media sites to use, we first need to consider your current and potential customer base. Who is your audience? Who are your people, the ones that need the products and services that you offer? Are they primarily male or female? Are they under 25, maybe over 50? What is their education level? Having a customer profile or an avatar, as we call it, will help you narrow in on your target audience. Next, we need to think about how and where that target audience uses social media. I promise you that my teenager uses social media very differently than I do, and much differently from my parents. Finally, consider what message your target audience wants to hear. Do they want to hear about how hot and trendy your products are? Or maybe they're looking for the latest industry news. Perhaps they want to see you as a knowledgeable and trustworthy expert. All these factors influence where you should be on social media. Unless you're planning to spend millions on social media ads, it makes sense to reach your customers where they are on the platforms they already know and use. The average Facebook user, for example, has 338 friends. When you post something compelling on Facebook and they share it, now you've reached 338 times 338 people. The power of social media is that connectivity. And the secret sauce is to match your target customer and your business together on the right channels. So let's take a look at some of the top social media platforms one by one. And as we do, I want you to think about how they might match your customer profile. So first, we have Facebook. It's the juggernaut of social media, the OG, with its nearly 3 billion users each month, averaging 58 minutes of interaction per day. It's the most used and most engaged with platform. For a lot of businesses and nonprofits, this is their social media home base. No matter who your audience is, you can reach and engage a large number of customers, donors, and members through Facebook. If you're new to social media and you only feel comfortable tackling one platform, Facebook is your best bet for all but the youngest of audiences. And if you're targeting boomers with money to spend, Facebook is definitely where you need to be. A wide variety of people of all ages, races, sexes use Facebook to connect with family and friends and to stay up to date with news, which makes it ideal for nonprofits, local brick and mortars, and business to business companies. Really, any type of business can find a great audience on Facebook. I like to think of it as a starter platform because it's fairly easy for you to use and lends itself well to a variety of content. Facebook is also great for promoting any sort of event, be it online like this or in person. Some of you found this webinar as a Facebook event. It's free to post, and Facebook makes it easy for people to find you by suggesting events to users based on their relationships and interests. So that's a great way to extend your reach beyond your current customers and those who are already following your page. Next for consideration is Instagram. With its steady growth and 2 billion users a month, it's an important platform to consider, but it's not right for every business. Instagram is considered a mobile first platform, so people can easily take pictures and videos and share them directly from their app, from their phone, wherever they are. The audience is relatively young here, with the highest concentration in the 13 to 29 bracket. So if your business is trying to reach customers under 30, you should definitely give Instagram serious consideration. You also want to consider the type of business you're in. Instagram is a highly visual platform. That makes it ideal for organizations with a visual story to tell. So think about bakeries, coffee shops, travel agencies, art museums, bike shops, retailers. All of these are perfect for Instagram. It's important to note that there are only a few ways to link from Instagram back to your website, so it's not as ideal as, say, Facebook for driving immediate sales. However, Instagram is a great tool for building your brand through engagement and word of mouth awareness, and I would highly recommend it for that younger demographic. Oftentimes, there are cases where you have both primary and secondary audiences. So this could be when one person, say a mom, is making purchasing decisions on behalf of another. And that's a great case for using multiple platforms. So let's say, for example, that you run the local YMCA and you offer youth sports programs. You might consider using Instagram to reach the tween and teen athletes, and then also using Facebook to reach the literal soccer moms in their 30s and 40s who are ultimately going to be the ones to sign them up. The great news is that Facebook and Instagram are both owned by Meta. They share an ad platform, so it's really easy to cross promote content across both. In terms of content, think about anything that it has a strong visual to entice those prospects and customers and supporters. You can show the behind the scenes of your business, also show your products, even quotes that relate to what you do. Using this is probably a medium to high level of expertise to successfully manage an Instagram account. So that's another thing that you want to consider based on where you're at in your social media journey. Next up, we have Twitter. So the audience on Twitter skews a little younger, a little more male, and a little better educated. Twitter is this fast-moving, real-time, news-driven platform. It's very different than Facebook or Instagram. You only get 280 characters to get your point across. So those short, straightforward interactions signal it as a place to gather information, get news, and discuss the latest and greatest of the day. We see a lot of retailers and nonprofits doing really well with Twitter because it's engaging. It's also easy to get into. You don't need beautiful photography or graphics. It also takes a relatively low level of expertise. If politicians can do it, you can do it. What it does take, though, is a bit of commitment because consumers will often go to Twitter for their customer service needs. So if you decide to use Twitter for your business, be prepared to engage and respond to customers quickly. You cannot let days or really even hours go by without responding on Twitter. It's great for driving web traffic and even foot traffic and is ideal for events and other real-time situations. If you're willing to put in the commitment, Twitter is the place to be brief, to be witty, and to really interact and start a conversation with customers. Next up, we have YouTube. So once the home of funny cat videos, YouTube is now the go-to social video network for the internet at large around the world, with 1 billion hours of videos watched every single day. People watch those videos not only to be informed and entertained, but also to help them make purchasing decisions. Over 90% of users say they have learned about a new brand or product on YouTube. And despite the explosions of other short form video apps, we still believe it is the most effective platform for video marketing. YouTube is used by 2 billion people of all ages and is ideal for demonstrative videos like how to, product demos, unboxing, and those ever popular and hopefully viral challenge videos. It's also great for nonprofits and service providers because you can sort of lift the veil and show what's happening behind the scenes in your organizations. YouTube is a powerful platform, and everyone on this webinar today could likely benefit from launching a YouTube channel. This webinar, in fact, will be on the Easy Marketing channel later today. Another factor to consider is that YouTube is also a search engine, so that's a great way to increase your SEO. One platform that you might be using personally but may not have considered for your business is LinkedIn, which is a professionally driven social network. So unlike the other platforms we've discussed, networks here are based on who and what you know rather than personal interest. For the audience here, it's most popular with well-educated, high-income earners of both sexes. While the largest age group is the 46 to 55 crowd, millennials do make up a quarter of users. So I'd say it's education over age here in terms of user demographics. LinkedIn allows you to share a variety of content. It's great for links and event registrations that drive traffic back to your website. LinkedIn is the platform where you want to establish your expertise in your industry. LinkedIn groups can be great for networking and sharing your knowledge and also lead generation. Again, a variety of businesses and organizations can find success with LinkedIn, most commonly business to business companies, but also consider it if you're a software company, if you offer luxury goods and services, and also nonprofits. It's probably a medium on the expertise needed scale, so keep that in mind. For content, think about types of things that you can share to show your expertise and your knowledge of what's happening today in your industry. You might consider sharing case studies, industry news, or even tips and best practices. Similar to Instagram, Pinterest is a highly visual platform, and it's arguably the most product focused of all the social media outlets. Whereas Twitter skews a little male, Pinterest has a predominantly female audience of nearly 8 in 10 users spread across all ages. While I use it to organize recipes and pin beautiful places on my travel bucket list, the teenage girls that I volunteer with are also heavy Pinterest users. And they are pinning things like hair products, makeup tutorials, bedroom makeover inspiration. Compared with Instagram, it has better linking capabilities. So it makes it easier to drive traffic back to those products, your websites, maybe even your blog. And it's also good for SEO. I'd say there are a wide variety of businesses and organizations that can find value with Pinterest. It's great for anything that involves planning, design, creation, or making. Some of the largest users are businesses like interior designers, wedding venues, photographers, travel agents, religious organizations, and definitely anything to do with food. In terms of content for Pinterest, think about the types of images that will inspire people to click and learn more and take action. Think about beautiful photos, how-to information, and even relevant quotes to get people inspired. Depending on your expertise and resource level with social media, we can consider Pinterest to be fairly high, especially for someone just getting started. So if you feel your organization is a good match for Pinterest, but you're intimidated to get started, please feel free to give us a call. Finally, there are so many other platforms we could be discussing, dozens really, like WeChat, WhatsApp, and more. But I'll touch on two that are super important to a younger demographic. Snapchat has experienced tremendous growth in the past 2 years, so it's definitely one to watch. In fact, it is the number one choice of teens, with over a third describing it as their preferred platform. So even if you're not active on Snapchat today, it's definitely a prime place for trend spotting for your industry. And then there's TikTok. Its millions and millions of users prove that the platform is here to stay. So don't let anyone tell you that TikTok is a trend. Its user base is absolutely dedicated, with the average person spending a staggering 21 and a half hours per month. So it's another one to consider if your target audience is on the young side. Finally, you need to consider the time and energy your organization has to devote to social media. So these are a few examples from one of our clients who's an executive recruiter. And as you can see, there's a cohesive look and feel across all the platforms, but we're posting different content on different social media platforms, each of which has to be sized appropriately. So there is some resources that go into it. Each is also probably going to need different captions and a different hashtag strategy. So you're not going to be successful if you just try to take one piece of content and slap it up in four different places. And the bottom line is you don't have to. Don't try to be everywhere. If you're just getting started or if you've been struggling to manage multiple channels, we recommend that you choose a couple platforms to really focus your efforts. For a lot of business, maybe Facebook and one other that matches your industry and your customer base. That way, you can figure out what works and what doesn't and adjust your strategy to get results moving forward. And if you want to focus your energy this year on what you do best and maybe outsource some of your social media work to a professional, we're glad to meet with you and give you a consultation if we can be of service. I know we've covered a lot of ground, so here's just a quick infographic that can help you reference later when you're thinking about choosing the right social media channels for your organization. So don't worry about taking a screenshot, just keep an eye on your inbox and we'll send this to you later today along with all the slides and a replay of this video. I also want to mention that each of these platforms offers advertising, which is going to be a great addition to your social strategy and something that we'll cover later in our 7-part series. As you consider your social media channels, I also want you to be aware of the integration of social media and email marketing. When you use them together, the combination increases the reach of both campaigns. You want to share your emails on social media because that's going to get them in front of more people and help grow your leads and your distribution list. And you also want to ask your current email subscribers to follow you on social media and demonstrate the benefits of doing so. If you're new to email marketing or you don't have a service provider, we highly recommend Constant Contact to all of our small business and nonprofit clients. It's easy to use and we'll be glad to set you up with a trial and show you how. We hope this has given you some great ideas, but if you need a little help getting started at Easy Marketing, we're here to make it easy. We're offering a special only for today's participants, so please give us a call or an email if we can help you get started and get all your social media networks set up correctly and ready for you to use. So thanks for joining us today. If you stuck with us to the end, you're entered to win a free 20-minute consultation. So check your email later today to see if your name was drawn. We'll also, of course, include this video and the slides for you as well. We hope to see you back in 2 weeks when the crash course continues and we dive into how to gain more followers on your new social media channels. I'm Dixie for Easy Marketing. If you have any questions or need marketing or website assistance of any kind, we're here to make it easy and we're only a phone call away. Thanks for joining us.